Her body like the Wild Wild West. What if you done wild out, yeah? Riding in the big God bless. She's all inferno. It's a hell of a time.
Hello and welcome into another edition of the Funday podcast. It's your boy Pinkerton, joined with co-host slash guest on this pod. It's the man, the founder of the podcast series himself, Orms.
Howdy, partner.
Alan, how's it going, man?
I'm doing fantastic, Henry. I'm happy to be here. Glad to be on the other side of the interview.
That's always fun to get to wear the interviewer hat there, and you chose a fine hat for this interview. Mr. Orms, jumping right in, I want to ask, how's life?
It's fantastic. No complaints. I woke up this morning and I'm breathing good air.
Good to hear it. So another kind of big pressing current event topic in the league as we are now 7 days out from draft day.
Mhm.
It almost feels as if we have like a civil war of sorts bubbling up. So I guess back that up a little bit. We have-nots, Sneechless, non-stars, and now Virtumites.
Viltrumites.
Viltrumites, I'm sorry.
Viltrumites.
Can you talk a little bit more about kind of the genesis of Viltrumites and why this era will be different?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm not really sure where exactly the name was born or who birthed the name. I understand. I'm not much of an Invincible guy, the TV show myself. I've seen the first episode, and it just didn't stick. I don't know, but I've got to get back and watch it. I've done my research, and I understand the meaning behind the name, and I fully support it. Um, it's fuck the Sneeches. I've been saying that my whole life. It's fuck the Sneeches till it's backwards. Um, from my understanding, I think the Viltrumites is just an invincible alien race that is actually better than everyone else, and we don't think we're better than everyone else.
Well, I want to touch on that a bit in terms of actually being better. I want to ask, how does a group consisting of multiple people who have gone for extended stretches without caring? It's got the two newest league members with the most limited knowledge of the player pool and just collectively an all around poor track record in the playoffs. How does such a group hope to topple the mighty Sneeches?
Well, I think it's time for a change in guard. I think a lot of people are very, very tired of the sentiment that the Sneeches give off. Uh, the high snobiety or whatever you want to call it. Um, I've been saying it for years. Y'all aren't that great. I was a Sneech. I wasn't that great. I didn't deserve to be it. Yeah, I've got a bad taste in my mouth, but there's nothing between a Sneech and a Viltrumite that makes you any better. We're all people. We're all managers at the end of the day. It's a wild, wild west. Anything can happen. I mean, we all saw what happened last season. 5 of the 7 playoff members were not Sneeches. Yeah, we did end in a Sneech champion, but that's one of the 7 people.
It's a fair point that the group as a whole had a down year in 2024. And I think the parity in this league certainly has come a long way. But still, I think a telling fact that 5 of the last 6 titles, 6 of 8 overall in the Wild West era, have come from the Sneeches. I mean,
Well, when
Sneeches
you
are
pick your
getting it
own
done in the
people,
postseason.
when you pick your own group people based off of previous years, then yeah, you can call it the Sneeches. If you want to call it, everybody has won a Sneech. A Sneech has won. I was a Sneech when I won, so why don't we just call it everybody's a Sneech when they're won?
Wait, so then technically Sneeches have won 7 of 8 Wild West titles.
That's what I'm saying.
and then the other one's a neither.
Mm-hmm.
And Carlin.
So you could literally just say anybody has one. You could call Carlin a sneech, and you can say everybody that's one was a sneech.
Well, we wouldn't call Carlin a sneech.
Well, I'm
let's
hypothetical. I'm yeah, never would I ever. I mean, I wouldn't want to put.
God damn it. Okay. Orms, I think that's actually a good segue to our sneech question as well. It's kind of along these lines. Just for the record, you have a lifetime 4.46 win percentage, and your only claims to being a top tier manager are a 2020 or a 2018 championship and being a former sneech. Do you care to comment?
Yeah, I'd love to comment. You know, I had my really good run from 2018 and 2019. I took a playoff berth and was Final Four in 2019. And then, of course, you know, 2020 COVID season. And, you know, that'll be our asterisks. And, you know, I just didn't care. You know, I didn't care about that season. There wasn't enough baseball for me to really get into it. And I just kind of lost the passion for it after that. And of course, 2021, I didn't trade my draft picks very well, and it resulted in a bad batch of players. And I was pretty unlucky with some uh, banishments from baseball, with some season-ending injuries for my 5 second rounders in a row, and that kind of like shot my confidence, and I just didn't care. And I eventually came in last and 11th, and you know those consecutive seasons, you know, below 300, kind of just ruined my lifelong uh, percentage. So if you just take those 2, 3 bad years out, I'm above 500.
Has the reversal started? Can you refresh me on what did the last like 2 seasons look like for you?
Well, I mean, if you don't remember last year, I was first place for the first half of the
Yep,
year.
I know you started strong.
Yeah, I started out 6-1, I think. I can't give you any solid information. Coach deleted the league. I
True.
think for a specific reason, he really didn't want me to have that power. Yeah, but no, the last 2 years I've reached double-digit wins, and that was twice as many wins as I had in my 12th and 11th place win seasons. So, you know, I think the trend is continuing to rise, and I've made the playoffs last year by the skin of my teeth after, you know, farting around a little too much in the second half. But the goal is to go deeper and deeper and deeper until the Sneetches are starless.
Well, it certainly seems like an uphill battle in terms of that regard. I know it's some say it's a Sneetches league. Last 3 titles seem to agree. Uh, Looks to be an uphill battle for Viltrumites to kind of take over as the new power group in the league. But
Hmm.
I,
Let me
I,
let
I
me let me go ahead and ask you a question as the interviewee. Um, do you really accept Connor being a Starbelly Sneetch with a last place brand on his body? Like, is that really a Sneetch to you? Is he really a Sneetch?
As it stands at this point in time, yes. Certainly the last 2 years have been concerning for Mr. Taylor, but we stand behind his full body of work. And I guess I should, in fairness, point out he's not the only Starbelly Sneetch that does have a last place finish under his belt. I do too, of course. Granted, that was 2020 6 game asterisk season, but I guess
Right.
it goes to
Well,
show that it can happen. It is a black stain for sure, but I think the overall body of work still very strong for Mr. Taylor and, of course, for the Sneetches as a whole.
okay.
But I
Follow
mean,
up question. Sorry, I'm
it's a do
like,
or die year for him as well. I'm for
yeah,
sure.
it
Kind of
is.
getting
It
around
is
here.
do or die. It is
Yeah,
do or die for him. And you know, like it's the end of his season prior to that. He was like, oh, and whatever. 0-10. I'm not sure, but he's on like a 25% win rate from the last year and a half, and that's just the trend that's going straight down. I'm just gonna address the elephant in the room. Connor, bro, I don't understand why you've got a back setting it for me. Um, it's full on war at this point. You know, I've shots were fired and I'm firing back. You're last place again. I'm with Colton on this. That's not even a part of my bold prediction. That is 100% facts.
Was that in response to a claim Connor had made on his podcast?
Yes, he told me that I would not make the playoffs.
Okay. Sorry. I'm like struggling to keep track with all the like predictions, who's been in and out on everybody's podcast. But okay,
No, it's all
Connor
good.
was
That's the only
anti
thing that
you.
stuck to me. That's the
Okay.
only thing that stuck to me. Connor is
Yep.
on my shit list. He
There
thinks
you
he's
have it.
better than everybody, but my guy, you need to like look in the mirror.
It's for sure been a rough last couple seasons for Mr. Taylor. He's got to see a reversal here. That star probably does come off his belly. But
And he will also be a neither with Carlin.
I like the way that was pitched earlier this week. That I wondered at first. I heard everyone calling each other Viltrumites, and like, is Carlin in on this as well? But no,
Nope.
very clearly he's in the neither camp.
Nope. Carlin is unidentified. They/them.
We hope to hear from Mr. Carlin in an upcoming podcast. I think he's been mentioned on just about every show thus far, but that tells you a little bit about who he is.
Lucky guy.
Another question I want to ask for you, Mr. Orms. It feels like within the last couple years, there's been a definitive shift in your trade mentality, your approach to trades. Was there a defining moment that kind of changed your ways there? Or is it more of a gradual shift that we've all kind of just started to notice?
Are you talking draft picks or in general, like in season trades?
I would think more so draft picks, but maybe a little bit of both.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I touched on it a little bit. You know, I've made really, really bad decisions with trading just because like I like the way the numbers looked in draft pick trading. So I've kind of completely shifted my draft pick trading strategy. I mentioned in my previous podcast that I would not be trading draft picks, period, which I broke my promise. I only made one trade last year, draft pick wise, and it was to move back to get my guy and move up on the back end. Same process was this year, except I made a trade for a keeper and Jaren Duran. And that was my plan, was just to do that, and that's it. I've been trying to move my first round pick. It's a little hard.
And kind of a similar get your guy kind of situation there too, right?
Maybe a little bit of that, but you know, I'm trying to stick to the rules that have been set in this league for almost a decade. Don't get comfortable, don't get cute, don't get raped.
It really seems like people are taking those to heart more so this year than ever before. It's been a quieter draft pick trade market than we've been accustomed to seeing.
Yeah, and you know what? I will say I am quite unreasonable. I don't care. I'm not about to bend over or kneel down for anybody. I'm not going to trade unless I feel as if I'm coming out with a better deal.
As a man of reason myself, I struggle to relate, but I can see how that's your MO.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just
And
playing. I think I'm pretty unreasonable too.
yeah, I mean, I'll send you a shitty trade, you send me back a shitty trade. It's all right.
And then we keep doing that forever, and then maybe we somehow eventually inch
Mm-hmm.
closer and get something done.
Yep.
Usually not, but occasionally.
Yep. I will say though, I was very extremely reasonable with Graham Berry on his birthday trade. I messaged him and I said, "Yo, happy birthday! We got 20 minutes left of your day. Send me a trade, and I'll see what you got." He sent me a trade. I pondered it for 20 minutes and I accepted it.
I like glanced at that one, saw that the picks were all so close together, and I was like, okay, that looks like math is even on that one. I'm not counting them any further.
Yeah. I mean, he got up a little bit, I got up a little bit. I mean, it's just where you want to be, like in the draft. I mean, there's no saying who's going to be there. I don't know who's going to be there, but I just wanted to make a deal. I was just getting a little itchy there.
But it's the time of year where you start to like be up at night dreaming about who's going to be there. You're like,
Yeah,
fuck, is that guy that I really really want? Is somebody going to snipe him right before me?
yeah. I've got a pretty general idea of what I want to do round to round basis, so I kind of worked around that.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun draft, man. I'm looking forward to
It's
getting into the thing of it.
I think it's going to be one of our best drafts until the 10th year we go to Vegas.
Now, as someone who has played in this league since middle school, what are some changes you've noticed over the years, either good or bad?
What are the changes you cut out there?
No, yeah, what are the changes you've seen in this league over the years?
Um, Definitely the drafting styles. I mean, I look back at numerous drafts and I'm seeing people taking pitchers in the first round, second round, third round. The main change I'm seeing now is pitchers just aren't even going. No one cares about pitchers. You can stream pitchers. We stream 7 pitchers a week. We trade for pitchers on Sundays. What really makes or breaks the league is drafting hitters early and often. And that's the new trend that I've noticed, or a change in the league.
For sure.
And another thing that I've noticed is kind of like the divide between the league. It's kind of disheartening that a certain group of people think that they truly are better.
I think some of that can be fun competition that drives the league forward, but I hear what you're saying too, that there wasn't always a sneak in another group. As a like within the last 5 years, 6 years maybe.
Mm-hmm. There was only one group. There was only one group, and now we have two.
That is for sure a
It
change.
rose from the ashes. I'd like to claim that I did it, but I didn't.
I
Fuck
think I did it.
snitches.
I'm pretty sure that one day I created two group me's. I said, this is the haves. If you're here, it's because you're the fantasy baseball elite. These are the have nots. If you're here, you have two choices. Let it define you or rise above and become great. And some people did. And
Mm-hmm.
some people went the opposite direction.
Yeah, and I'd like to say that there's a change that's happening right now. I don't think there's anybody that wants to be a sneech besides the sneeches.
That was actually something I'd pondered myself earlier today as a possible interview question. I take it I know your response. If you were offered a spot to be on the Sneeches, it's a resounding no.
Fucking shove it. Shove it. I was
Well,
once a sneech, and I will never
you
be a
were
sneech again.
you were the fallen Sneech, the Lucifer of the Sneeches.
That's right. And now I'll take
Um,
my new army of Viltrumites, and we'll rise above the bullshit.
I want to ask something else. Switching gears slightly to one of those kind of draft the league fun type questions. Mr. Orms, you're a guy well plugged into the social media scene, a guy who's been a noteworthy TikToker in his time. If you were to start a social influencer house with 4 members of the league other than yourself, who are you choosing and what kind of influencer are they?
Oh, that's a really good question. I like that one. I'm gonna have to start off with Colton. I really think Colton has a great personality to be a content creator, and I think he would be really good at being like a gambling guy. Like here's Colton's picks of the day or whatnot or whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah, lock Colton in immediately. Let's see. Man, I hate to say it because he was formerly my rival, but I gotta go with Chuck. I gotta go with Chuck.
What role is he playing?
I think I've got to go with all of the Bubble Gut Blender boys. You know, Chuck, Nick,
Hardly's
and
coming too.
Hardly. Yeah, yeah. We're
Is
we're
that just
always
kind of
we're
like,
always up gaming, doing some nonsense in the Discord. You guys wouldn't know about that. That's also there's another group.
but the group is like that's the like type of content creator you are? It's like the group is the content in this scenario.
No, like we just got like a little side group where it's just like, oh, we're playing video games, or we're the Bubble Gut Blender boys.
But like
I
that
know
would be
that's
your
just separate.
in the influencer house. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we're the Blender Boys. What's good?
Yeah, we're just be out there playing video games, just like, and it's nothing. There's no good. It's not even good gameplay. It's actually awful gameplay. We all suck at every game, and it's just like the banter and the commentary and the slurs that are ensuing from Chuck Johnson in the chat.
There's a market for that.
Yeah,
People love a
it
good
sure
slur.
is.
I think that's time to take us to the bold prediction segment of the show. Mr. Orms, anything you see happening this year that might shock people?
Um, I've already said it. I said it wasn't bold. Connor for last place again. Um, Jason, Colton, Graham, Chuck, Harley, and I will all be in the playoffs.
That's 6. One more?
Yeah, I'll give it to you, Henry.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm no, like you're like a really good manager. Um, you're always there. The only bad I've seen from you is in a gear that didn't matter. It didn't count.
I hope I can keep that exception. I appreciate the vote of confidence, but
Absolutely.
that'd be a fairly wild playoff combination. That'd be one Sneech and the rest sitting at home.
I mean, we damn near had that last year.
It was
5 of
close. Yeah,
7.
there were a lot of Sneeches on the outside looking in last year. I certainly bold to think it happens 2 years in a row, but maybe stranger things have happened. You still with me, Worms? I see black screen.
Yeah, sorry, can you hear me?
You with? You still with? I hear you. You still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All good. Accountability check. How are we holding
Yeah.
ourselves accountable this year?
Yeah, so this is kind of crazy. I didn't have anything until about 30 minutes ago. I woke up from my nap, like a power 20. I had a dream. I woke up from my dream and I was like, I know what I'm doing. So if I do not make the playoffs this year, and I've already, prophesized that I will be doing so again for the third year in a row, I will get a tattoo Wild Wild West themed on my ass if I do not make the playoffs.
I love that. Nobody's ever done tattoo before, and Wild West
Nope.
theme, that'd be special.
Nope.
Kind of hope we can make that happen.
Maybe we can collaborate with the playoff managers on what would be included
I
in
love
said
that.
tattoo.
Something Wild West theme, playoff teams
Yes.
get input.
Yes.
Okay, raising the stakes. We have never seen anything quite like that put on the line before, but that is fun. That's creative. That's bold. I love it, man.
Yeah. I don't have any tattoos. I'm scared of needles. Like this is like a punishment.
Hell yeah, that's a great one. That'd be an awesome first tattoo. Too. That'd be something that'd be like significant tattoo. It wouldn't be like humiliating. It'd be
Right.
like
Mm-hmm.
it's my league that I love that I care about dearly.
Hell yeah.
Um, Mr. Orms, any closing thoughts before we part ways here?
Um, yeah. Don't get comfortable. Don't get cute. Don't get raped. It is not a Sneetches league. And there are no rules.
that an official rule that it's a Sneetches league? Do we ratify that one? I gotta look back at the league page. We'll
It
circle back
literally
to that one
is.
in a future show. But
It
dang,
literally is.
how do we get that one across?
Well, because we are run by a communist commissioner. Forgot to mention, yeah. My rival, Michael Communist Coates. I'd like to make a side wager with you as well. The same offer you've given me. Well, did Coates give me an offer, like a side bet for our rivalry?
I don't
I
think
can't
he's.
remember.
No, yeah, he did. It was he did a Jersey thing
A
too, right? We're
Jersey.
gonna have to run the tape back, but I'm pretty sure it was
Okay.
Jersey.
Well, this is me formally agreeing on that bet for regular season.
There you have it. Me and Jason have one too. That's a fun little side
I
pod
like it.
thing. All right. Well, I think that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for joining, sir. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This has been Sunday Funday Podcast. We'll be with you for the next episode.
Her body like the Wild Wild West.